Uh, Hi, classmates and ma'am. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Jaren, and I will be reporting for the DevCom 206, Module 16, the Internet Radio. And I will be reporting the continuation for visions for tomorrow, highlighting more on the use of smartphone apps and video. So to have a little recap, um, a bit of recap for radio. So there's no denying that radio has come a long way from its original form, and its development into other types that went beyond transmitting information. So, a little background on radio. How long has radio come in question? So, the radio's primary goal before, in the First World War, was to contact ships using Morse code. So, it was purely for sending messages. And moving forward, radio has become a medium for broadcasting music, drama, and other radio programs we've come to know and love today. So, now going back to visions for tomorrow, radio now is still one of our beloved mediums of information. But in this age, with almost everything online, radio has joined platforms mainly used today. So it has become more convenient or somehow accessible. Not that radio wasn't that accessible, but it comes from only one place, like your mobile phone, where you can access many things there, including radio, and it has become relevant to users of mobile phones and other gadgets. So, examples of these gadgets where radio can be found are the iPhone and smartphone, but particularly we are going to discuss about the apps. So with smartphones constantly increasing and ever evolving to the latest trend, radio developers found this an opportunity to include radio in phone usage through mobile applications. Now, these applications could also become a massive source of revenue for stations, such as giving way to advertisements, since sponsorships have also become a thing for companies to partner with platforms today. In a way, traditional radio somehow is still present in the way formats have been evolving too. If you can recall, or if you still listen to radio, there are still many ads where people would pay for that space. So I think even though radio has come or has evolved into a smartphone app, stations I think have still opted for this. So there are locally installed radio apps in phones, but there are also other apps of other platforms. So I think everyone is familiar with Spotify rap. But aside from that, Spotify somehow is more intended for podcasts than broadcasts, but it can also be used there. Another example for this is video. So, one of the opportunities the radio stations hop into is video. So, long established stations can be seen by their listeners and whoever is behind the voice of their favorite radio program. So, I remember being this kid who would also somehow listen to what my parents listened on the radio. And I've also come to wonder, how does this person look like behind the voice? Talking about early 2000s or mid 2000s. So the presence of Facebook wasn't there yet, unlike now. So not only is video the new hot content, but there are endless ways radio could use their online platforms to showcase video content derived from local sources. So, in a way, I've observed in radio stations that they still are consistent with delivering content, not in a way news is presented, if you know what I mean. Like, they are simply broadcasting and not showing clips. It's more still of discussion, even though they are already in video format, which I think is really cool. So, radio stations now have the opportunity to show real time reporting. So, what's going on and what benefits the listener is that they can replay what they have watched. So, for example, the listener missed an important info. So, she or he can just simply rewind the info that she or he was longing to hear. Sometimes signals can get disrupted, or that another example would be when we were little, we would talk a lot loudly, and our dad and mom would say, keep quiet, because they are anticipating news on the radio. So that time it didn't really, it just passed us. But now we're sorry, mom. But yes, now we can just rewind. It's more accessible to rewind it, to re-listen. And so to recap, for visions for tomorrow, we discussed the opportunities of stations in smartphone apps and video. And then here are the other references. So I found this Spotify article by Vasil, Spotify Radio and how does it work. And then our very own De La Pena Bandelaria, published in 2012, design and production of print and radio development communication materials for our DevCom 206 course manual. And another article, The History of Radio from Tech Wholesale. So that's it for my reporting for Module 16, Visions for Tomorrow for smartphone or iPhone apps and video. So thank you so much for listening, classmates, and I hope I've discussed things well. And have a good morning, good afternoon, or a good night's rest, and please take care of your health.